Hello, hello everybody. I hope you guys are fine wherever you are. And it's a beautiful day. The sun is out after some rain yesterday in some parts of the country, I think. Maybe Nairobi. I saw some rain. And it's nice because where I am, it is very dusty. And it really came in as a blessing. So, guys, I'm saying hi to everyone who's going to be watching this. This is unscripted. I mean, we are going to say it as it is. We are not scripting anything here. So ile imesemwa na imepita, na if it did hurt somebody, tutakuwa tunasema pole. Because I believe that this fraternity, this generation that we are in, we really need to be open enough to allow ourselves to discuss some things that the world has termed undiscussable. And maybe our traditions and cultures have termed as we cannot really talk about them. And for that reason, I think I just want to come out. If I die, I die. Because we really need to do this. I'm your host, Demba, and this is unscripted. Hivyo tu venye tumeanza na ndio venye tunaenda. So I also play the nyatiti. I'm a musician. I sing. I love music so much. It is the greatest part of my life. And I really thank my dad for being the one to, my dad and mom for being the ones to nurture me into that musical ability. Because if I didn't hear music from them, then I wouldn't have really had that relationship that I have with music now. But it is because of their passion that they had in music that I also had my passion. So I really thank them, and I'm grateful that they're still alive and kicking. And may the Lord bless them because I love them so much. Musa Juma sang one song and he said, Baba poka yudo pesa, madabiago nigo kamano miyo poda onge yueyo. And I always sing that song and I say, I still don't have anything to give my dad. But until then, I think God will work out something for both of us. And for Mama too, because she's one person I really love. Oh, my Kimutai. Oh, my Kimutai. My baby Kimutai. My chérie Kimutai. My baby Kimutai. Mon amour, je t'aime. Mon amour, je t'aime. Mon amour, je t'aime. Mon amour, je t'aime. Je t'aime plus fort. Do you remember me and you drinking coffee from the same cup at 5 a.m. Kimutai, my sweet Kimutai, baby na Kimutai, Aeriga Kimutai, Agombiga Kimutai, Jaela nani Kimutai. So this is how I spend most of my times. When I'm having a good day, that is, because when I'm having a bad day, I'd rather not even hold my nyatiti. I believe it's a very peaceful instrument, and the way you hear it sound, it's not something that you can play when you're angry or when your feelings, you have some other emotional concerns. You have to be really, really, really there. So, guys, that was just to let you know that you're most welcome in a Luo way. So this is my nyatiti. It is called Maria. And I'm gonna be putting it in the sun because it's good sometimes that it stays in the sun a little bit. My teacher told me so. So I'm at a rooftop somewhere. And yes, because it's unscripted, I'm gonna be just speaking. I have a lot to talk to you guys about, and I know with time we are gonna be just having fun talking about things that maybe people think are untalkable, things that people think we cannot talk about this. And for once, I think that for us to pave way for this, we must get to understand the reason as to why it is really, really good to tell the truth and to be honest with yourself and to know who you truly are. Because you can never understand such things actually unless and until you know yourself and you really know what you want. And knowing yourself has a lot of things to do with like what you do, where you go to school, you know. But deep inside, there are things that you cannot even tell your mother, you cannot even tell your father, you cannot share with anybody, but you still have to hold them so close, you know, quarrel. And then you bottle them up and then you just close them somewhere and then you keep them in some drawer and you say, these ones I will never deal with, or these ones I will never talk about, like people say. So if you don't talk about them, later on they become things that really haunt you. And when whatever it is that you put in that bottle and closed start smelling inside there, it will affect the whatever it is, the container it is in. And when it gets out of the container, if it infects the container too, then you yourself, you start having a lot of issues. I will be speaking from my own point of view first, just to let you guys know what life has really been to me and how I have evolved really to be where I am and to have this courage that now I can speak in front of you. I have been through a lot as a person, and I know everybody has a weight they are carrying. Uh, Everybody has a weight they are carrying that they cannot tell anyone about. I used to just think that it's good to share, you know. And from a very early stage, I wanted to just talk and talk and talk and talk about my issues with people. But I realized that nobody was really able to listen so much because each and every person had their own problems, something I really didn't understand in the past. I knew that yes, people had issues, but I used to think that maybe my issues were the ones people were supposed to listen to. And everybody goes through that at some point, but you deny. You're always on somebody and you're like, okay, this guy needs to take care of me. And if they don't, then it's not happening. Then they're not good. So why do we reach to that point? Because we don't tell ourselves the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is that each and every person is carrying their burden. And when one person decides to help you carry yours, it's the most beautiful thing. And I think that is what Christianity should be about. Because in my life, as I see and as I have had my walks and my difficulties and everything, one thing I know is that everywhere I go, there's always my path. It is my path. So anybody who is coming into my path should be able to help me. And if they're dragging me behind, I'd rather leave them and go. Because it's all about my path now. So anybody who is willing enough to come and help me inside my path and just to help me carry the cross, like Simon helped Jesus carry the cross for a while, then I'm always grateful, and I see that is how I see Christ in people. That is how I see God in people. That is how I know God is. That is how I know really there's love. Because when one person puts down their weight to carry yours for you, it becomes something that is so beautiful. So a lot of people don't understand this. I always tell people a lot of thank yous. Me, whenever somebody does something, I'll tell you thank you, and tomorrow I'll still tell you thank you, and I'll still tell you thank you. Why? Because I know that at one point you helped me carry my cross. And each and every person that has always came in for me, I always say thank you. So gratitude has become something that people don't really treasure. Truth, honesty, What are we becoming in this society if we cannot be truthful? Yes, lies, they say they're honest lies, but even the honest lies have consequences. I have seen with my own eyes. Because sometimes you might be like, as a mother, as a single mother, I want to just speak from my own point of view. Sometimes you might be like, your child is out of school, you need money for school, but you even don't have their supper. So maybe you will not just go tell somebody, I need money for supper. You will say, I need money for school. And then you will be like, okay, I need another 1,000 shillings extra for food. So you will be afraid to say, I need another. So you'll say you need 11,000 for school. The day that person that gave you that money will know that that 1,000 did not go to school, they will not trust you. But instead, you did something good with it. So those are the honest lies they say. But I also say they still have consequences. But I believe that it's just a journey. It's a process, and it